What's up, everybody? It's Dan Greer with Leading from the Middle of the Pack, the podcast, vlog, / whatever you want to call this, and we're having so much fun today. Well, today I'm actually coming to talk about something a little bit more serious, and it's about like when things don't go right, like how you react and what you do and how you handle yourself makes a huge difference in like the way you're portrayed, number one, and number two, also not only the way you're portrayed, but like
The big question is this: how are leaders, like us, who aren't necessarily in a management position, who go out and get our hands dirty, who are ready to answer their calling from God to lead, who are driven to learn and grow, gain the trust and respect of those around us, to actually be heard while not coming across as an authoritative prick? These are the questions, and this is the podcast that will give you the answers. Hi, my name is Dan Greer, and welcome to Leading from the Middle of the Pack.
Your actual attitude, right? And like what people think and how they work with you and all that good stuff, and like they can pick it up in your tone of voice and stuff like that. So we're gonna cue up the theme song. We'll be right back to chat all about how you react when things don't go the way you expect them. All right, see you soon. Sweet, so glad you guys are still here. It's been kind of a crazy morning for me. Just got back from California not too long ago. Like flew in last night, landed, kind of chilled. We unpacked, did a few things. We're getting ready to go to Mid-American Truck Show here in a couple days. Leave Wednesday for that. I've got a whole bunch of stuff going on today, a whole bunch of meetings, scheduled up with my team after being, gone for a week. Well, not actually in the office and like working all day, every day for a week. And then, like this afternoon, I got some CDL tests and I've got like 5 or 6 more meetings this morning. And like tomorrow, I've got a DOT Pro class in the morning. Then I've got CDL tests in the afternoon. And then I've got some more meetings after that. And then Wednesday, I jump back in the plane and we fly to Kentucky for a Mid-American Truck Show where we got to get set up. And I'm trying to get everything going for that. And like we ordered a bunch of stuff to come in for that show and it's not going to be here. So like we're trying to figure out what we can do, how we can do it, and how to make things better as we move forward. And like to top it all off, I have conversations with my team one-on-one every single week, every single Monday morning. And one of my guys is just like sicker than a dog. Right. And it's like, dude, I need you to not be sick. but you can't do that. Right. Like you can't like do that. So, what happens is as a team, we pick up the slack for each other and we continue to move forward with it. So what I want to say is this is like, things don't always go the way we expect them, especially like whenever you're in a leadership position or an entrepreneur role or whatever you want to call this that we're in, all of the above, right? Things don't go the way we plan them to go. They don't go the way we expect them a lot of times. And we have to be willing to roll with the flow and like roll with the punches and pivot and make things happen. And that's what determines like who we are as leaders and how we react is the way we're able to pivot. So like, let's say that today that I was supposed to be doing something crazy, like let's say that I had a morning full of meetings like I do, right? And let's say that my internet goes out. What totally happened last week. The way we pivot and the way we work is what makes the biggest difference in how the rest of our day goes. It changes our whole mentality and our whole attitude. And so like if our internet goes down and all of a sudden we have no internet for like a week and a half, totally happened to me, and we've got to pivot, and like I'm doing emails on a tablet and I'm like doing Zooms on a phone and I'm not able to record podcasts, and I love being like weeks out on my stuff and having it all lined up, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh crap, I got to do a podcast for tomorrow, and so you're recording it and you're like, oh my god, you got all this other crap to do. But it's like overwhelming, right? And it's all in how we handle it. And so if we come in and we go, okay, this is what I'm going to do, this is how I'm going to do it, and this is the way I'm going to react, then like learning how to pivot makes a huge difference in that as a leader. And so what I want to do today is I just want to like pause for a second. I want you to think about all the craziness that you've got going on, okay? And then I want you to think about, you think it's crazy, but I guarantee there's somebody who's crazier than you. I guarantee there's people who are crazier than me and what they're doing and like their schedule and how packed it is, and they know how to handle it. It doesn't stress them out. And it doesn't cause all that anxiety. For me, I'm sitting here right now and I'm going, okay, I've got this and 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 this, but I know that after I get through this, like it's not going to be that big of a deal to keep doing this. I'm going to be able to keep doing and moving forward. I'm going to figure out how to do more of it. And I'm going to figure out how to like get more happening and move on the right page and all of this stuff, right? And so that's like me. So I'll be honest with you. Like I just got off the call with one of my guys, super good guy. He's super awesome. We work great together, and he's sicker than a dog. And I felt bad for him, right? Because I'm like, oh man, you're sick. Like that sucks, right? Like that totally sucks. I hate being sick. I hate not feeling good. So I get where you're coming from, but I totally need you to do a couple things before like Wednesday if you feel better. If you don't feel better, I need to know like today so I can make them happen at night and like take time away from my family and my stuff to make it happen because this is my business, right? I'm the leader of this, and that's what a leader does is we find ways to make things happen even when it seems like it's impossible. And I guarantee that there'll be a time in between like CDL test day, I'll be out there with my laptop and I'll be like, oh yeah, we're in a hotspot. I can totally do this, run this funnel. Yeah, so I can create this, I can create this, I can create this, I can do this. And it's like it happens, right? Like we get it done. It also comes, the other thing that I want to say is this is when it comes to this is like procrastinating. A lot of times we don't do stuff because it's hard or we don't know how to do it or it's not easy. And then it ends up screwing us in the long run because we didn't do it and we still have to do it. In the end, it's just not as easy as it should have been to do it. And when we procrastinate, right, then like, well, I'm sitting here and I wrote something down that I've got to do. So I either have to go build this thing that somebody was supposed to do, which they didn't, and they've had over a month to do it, which pisses me off to no end. But that's beside the point. So like I either have to go do their job for them, or I have to change something I'm doing tomorrow to a giant group. Right? So like either way, I have to pivot. So I have two choices. I either go in and I change a bunch of text and I divert people to a different thing, or I go in and I create this program. And like I don't have time to do either one. Honestly, like my schedule is so freaking crazy busy today that I have zero time to do either one of those things. But the truth is that I'm going to find time to get it done before tomorrow at 9 a.m. So that means if I have to get up at 4 a.m., I'm getting up at 4 a.m. tomorrow. If I have to stay up till midnight tonight, I'm staying up till midnight tonight. Like I'll be tired tomorrow, but it's not the end of the world. It's one day. It's one day, right? And it's not like, oh, this happens every single day all the time. But it's that pivoting. It's when things don't go right. How do you react? Do you go, oh, I can't do this and pull your hair out? Or do you go, oh, I got this. I'll figure out how to make it happen. I'll make it work. I know I've got a great support team. I can maybe lean on this person. And then the other key to this is like, what do you do to make sure it doesn't happen in the future? Because I believe it's Albert Einstein, Thomas Edison, and it's one of those two. I can't remember. I always get them too confused. Says that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again and expecting different results. You have to make minor variable tweaks in order to make it happen. Right? I think it was Einstein that said that doing the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again. Then we look at Thomas Edison, the guy who created the light bulb. He 100% changed one minor thing, right? And on the 9,000 time of trying to create the light bulb, he goes, I haven't failed 9,000 times. I figured out 9,000 ways not to build a light bulb, right? So he had to come up with all of this stuff, and they just kept pivoting. They just kept working through it, and they made minor tweaks to make sure it doesn't happen. And so that's what we have to do as leaders. When we see a problem, we can't just be like, oh yeah, we're just gonna whatever. No, we have to tweak it. And the way we do that is by like giving ourselves notes and talking to our team and keeping stuff going and tracking stuff. Like I have a whole site. I'm gonna come over here and see if it'll catch me. All of this right here is stuff I talk to my team about every single day. Like every week I have a meeting with them and I chat with them about like what's going on. And I sit here and I'll be like, okay, where are we at on this? Okay, these are yours. These are yours. Where are we at on those? And I get to ask them questions and it's right in front of me so I can see it. And so what kind of a system do you have in place? Because for a while I wasn't doing this and I was like, some things were dropping through the cracks because I was trusting them to remember everything. They have so much on their plate anyways that it's very easy for them to lose track of it. Whereas I have a ton on my plate too, but like how hard is it for me to make a note and be like, okay, where are we at on this? Where are we at with this company? Where are we doing this? And I just go through the list with them. And it's like, oh yeah, that's where we are. Sweet. We want to make sure we're not dropping the ball. We're communicating with them. We're on the same page, blah, blah, blah. So like, that's one of the big things that I want to really encourage you to do as leaders is like, whenever you have a problem, don't just be like, oh, yep, we got a problem. Oh, well. No, figure out a solution for the problem because here, like, the biggest thing is people that you can do. Like, this is the biggest thing that made me the most successful in everything that I've done, period, is that I didn't come to the table with problems. I came to the table with solutions. And that's why people want to work with me. That's why they want to deal with me, because I don't come and I go, oh, you got a problem with this. I go, yeah, this is the issue. Here's 3 potential solutions to fix this. And then they go, oh, well, it's not that big of a problem. Let's just do A or B or C or whatever, right? Like, be a solution finder, not a problem creator, right? So don't create problems, create solutions. Find the problem and then create solutions to go with that, and create multiple solutions to go with that, because guess what? Like, when you create multiple solutions, then you're giving people the power to choose what they want, what they need, the best solution for them. If I come and I go, hey, here's one solution. That's it. That's the only way to do this. And there's 10 other ways to do it, and they find 10 other ways to do it, or 5 other ways to do it, other than what I told them, or one other way to do it, they're going to be like, you told us this was the only solution. You lied. We don't like you anymore. And you lose all validity with them. All validity, not partial validity, all validity. And what's validity? It's the fact of whether they trust you or not. How true is what you're saying? That's validity, okay? So like, learning how to pivot as a leader is huge. How you react when things don't go right is huge. And like, figuring out how to change your reactions. And I am not the best, like, I don't hide emotions. Ask my wife, ask anybody on my team. Whenever I'm upset, you know I'm upset. Like, I'm not gonna be like yelling. I don't rage out on people, but you're gonna know that I'm disappointed. You're gonna know that I'm not happy with the situation. You're gonna know it. Like, you're gonna be able to feel it. I don't have to come out and go, I'm mad at you. I come out and I go, this is crap. This should have never happened. How do we fix it? And most people go, I don't know how to fix it. It's not my fault. I'm sick. I can't do this. I can't read. Whatever. We all have a million excuses as to what's going on. But it's not the problem is not the well, the problem is the excuse. But that's not what I'm looking for. Like, we've all got excuses. I can give you a million excuses why things don't happen. Right? A million excuses why things don't happen. Or I can give you 3 or 4 solutions. And when I give you solutions, guess what happens? You enjoy those solutions, because now all of a sudden it's not a big deal. Right? It's like, oh, solution? Love solutions. Okay? Solutions are awesome. And then, and like, that's the thing. That's like what sets us apart as leaders, is when we come to the table with solutions, and when we pivot to find those solutions to fix the problem so it doesn't happen over and over and over again. So if you're listening to this podcast, if you're watching this video, I want to encourage you to come up with solutions, number 1, not problems, right? Discover the problem, create the solution, create multiple solutions for the same problem. Okay, so we got a meeting with somebody today. We came up, so problem, we're doing a whole bunch of title transfers for this company. They have like 200 titles to transfer. It's awesome. It's crazy. I love it. It's actually closer to 300 titles. The title company, not the title company, the county they want to go through says, oh, we can process 10 a week. And I'm like, really? 10 a week? 10 titles? Like, I can get a title processed in 10 minutes. It shouldn't take you that long to do 10 titles. Could we send you 20? Right? So we're going to work with the county and try to get that stuff done. But in the meantime, like, it doesn't pay for us to travel to Dallas to do these titles, or wherever we're going to get them done, once a week for 20 titles. That's going to cost them an egregious amount of money, and it's not going to be worth our time, because we're going to lose 2 or 3 days, and we're going to bill them for that time, plus the flight, plus the hotel, plus everything else. To go down and drop off some titles is ridiculous. So we're coming to them with the problem. We're going to bring up the problem. We're going to say, hey, here's the problem. Here's what we found out. Here's what it is. Here's like 3 potential solutions. What ideas do you have? Do you have anything we can add to these solutions? Right? That way we can just completely take it all over for them, and they don't even have to worry about it. And we're doing what we're supposed to be doing, what they're paying us to do, not necessarily us trying to like cop out of it, not going, well, we can't do this. It just won't work. Right? We literally brainstormed and came up with like 3 or 4 different solutions that work for it. And so we pivoted. When things didn't go right, we pivoted. Right? What do you think Michael Jordan did when he got cut from his high school basketball team? He pivoted and he practiced more. He became, hands down, to date, probably the best basketball player in the NBA ever. ever. What did Tony Robbins do when he got kicked out of his house? He pivoted and slept in his car. What did he do when he showed up to his first event and there was like 3 people? Right? He probably wanted to quit and be like, oh, sorry guys. But no, he gave him a crazy show for 3 people. He did phenomenal work for him. Right? He pivoted. He made it happen. He made it work. And that's what determines like who we are as leaders, is how well we pivot. And so today I just want to encourage y'all to like be willing to pivot. Be willing to look at what's new. Be willing to go out and grab that stuff. When something goes wrong, be willing to be like, oh yeah, hey, boom, boom, here's 3 different solutions for this. Here's how I'm going to fix this. Here's what I'm going to do. Here's how I'm going to do it. And then we just kind of move forward from there. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. Hope you're like looking at new ways to pivot. Hope you're like not whatever. I don't know if you're upset with this podcast, or you don't like the fact that I told you to pivot, or the fact that of whatever it is, or you're like, oh man, this guy's so full of crap. Whatever, I don't care. What are you doing still listening to this? Like, it doesn't matter. If you don't like it, what are you doing here? If you like it, if you love it, rate it. Give 5-star review. Give 5-star rating. Give us a review. Subscribe. Share this with some friends. Absolutely love it. I hope you guys are getting a lot out of this. I'm getting a lot out of recording them. So kind of my selfish ambition here is to get a lot out of recording them and get my mind out so that I can leave a legacy for kind of my kids to watch at some point. My hope is at some point in their lifetime they grow up and they're like, whoa, Dad was actually pretty cool. Look what he did in his business and like how he did this and how he grew it. And I'm also like living the dream of document, don't create. And so like I'm documenting what's happening throughout it, because I really wish that people would have documented their journey as they grew. And they didn't do a great job of that, so I'm trying to document it the best I can. So anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed it. We'll chat soon. Later. Bye.